and ask questions firsthand to get an assessment of the fire situation out here. This has been a very long, tough year. This is one that began in the southeast last fall. We had about 7,000 firefighters there in the Appalachian Mountains, and it continues to go on. There's not a weather-ending event in sight. We're nearing a lot of records. As some of you know, a record-breaking year. We've been at planning level 5, which is the highest, planning level 5 for 31 straight days. I think the 10-year average is around 17. We've had almost 8 million acres burned. The average is about 5.7. National Forest System lands, we are at almost 2 million acres with a 10-year average of a little over 1 million. We have about 80 large fires going on right now. That's fires greater than 100 acres across the country. Normally for this time of year, it's about 20. So the season has been longer and it's still got a ways to go yet. The other thing that's going on, I think I'm right that the first time in history that we've been at planning level 5 for a fire situation, we're about to have a major hurricane, category 4 or 5, strike the mainland U.S. On the good news side of things, normally we burn about 3,000 structures by this time of year. And I think we're at about half of that right now. So that's very, very good. We're also above average, and a lot of these fires have started in difficult places on the map, places that we would have preferred that they not start, but we're definitely above average in that. We're tapped out on resources. We've got 28,000 people fighting fires across the country. We're supporting the Hurricane Harvey recovery efforts there in Texas, although we're turning some resources loose there. And then we got people preparing there for Irma in Florida. One of the big concerns I have is firefighter fatigue. You know, when we've been going, our folks have been going at this, not just Forest Service, but other federal agencies and states, the counties, and everybody since this last fall. It's definitely something on our minds. It's something I'm going to be talking to each of the regional foresters about how we address this. We've spent all of our money. This is the 9th time since 2002 that the Forest Service has exhausted all of our fire suppression funds. We began fire transfer from other accounts that we have, and this impacts our other ongoing work that we have. We have transfers of funds underway now. We're very grateful for the additional funding that we got from Congress this year. That was $1.6 billion. We got extra suppression funding, but it's not going to be enough. Our cost of fire suppression this year could exceed $2 billion. So one thing that I want to stress is we desperately need a fire funding fix. Large emergency fires that are natural disasters, and they need to be funded like natural disasters. And I want to work with members of Congress, work with Secretary Perdue and others to get a fire funding fix. And we need one that stops the growth of the amount of funding budgeted for fire suppression, and also funds those natural disaster fires, those emergency fires, out of emergency funds and not out of our normal appropriations. So if we can get those two things done and a fire funding fix, that'll stop the need for fire transfer like what we're having underway now. Also, whenever these fires are over, we're not leaving. The job's not done. There's a lot of recovery work that has to be done. I know the regional forester here in Region 6, they're already planning on that. There's a lot of different aspects to that recovery work. One component will be salvage of timber, and that's going to help with jobs and the economy in local communities. Looking to the future, I want to work really hard with other Forest Service leaders and with all our many partners that we have, other federal agencies, the states. We have a lot of non-governmental organizations to increase the amount of forest management work that we're doing on the ground. And we want to anchor that in good science, base it on good data, and work collaboratively with groups. We have a lot of successes going on. For example, I was talking to the state forester here in Oregon this morning, the Good Neighbor Authority, and then I just talked to the folks up in Washington. We have an agreement there, and we can get a lot of great work done, not just on National Forest System lands, but on cross-boundary projects. So we're going to be looking for opportunities to increase capacity in our resources on the ground to do more good forest management work that reduces the threats from insect, disease, and catastrophic fires like this. So again, I'm very glad to be out here. I appreciate everything that's being done, all the cooperative work, and look forward to answering any questions that y'all have in a little bit. Thank you.